Hello, everybody. This is Jerome Wright again, and once again, you're joining me on my Jeronification YouTube channel. Um, we have an image up here of a great white shark. Okay, beginning with that creature, I'm going to be followed back by a killer whale. These creatures that I'm going to be showing you are all creatures that I found and I discovered through my paranormal experience and encounter to be genetic contributors to that um, of the creation of mankind and subsequent later genetic bridgings. Okay, um, I'll explain a little bit why in the end how all of this is possible. I know that in fact it did happen. Besides it being in reference in Renaissance artists' artwork that demonstrate how it actually happened and at what specific times, on which locations and which continents this all took place. All of this information is actually encoded in Renaissance artists' artwork. Again, which I'm telling you was the Renaissance era was oversaw by that of the Vatican. All right, people, this explains how we have so many different likenesses of not just species of monkey, of different other variations and creatures of our world, and of that of mankind. And I mean, it's just so bizarre. You know what I mean? It's just so bizarre that we evolved. I mean, so science has it that we evolved from this creature, this primitive creature, the ape, real dark black creature, dark, which supposedly evolved through to Africans, and then you have a trail, a genetic trail from Africa, from that moment from Africa through to Asia. I mean Egypt, Asia, and all of these different cultures. To finally we have our end organ group, our Caucasian counterparts with all of these different genetic variations in hairs, eyes, and everything, and appearances. From that of 8. Something is terribly wrong, people. Something is terribly wrong, and I can tell you exactly what it is. I mean, I have the answer if you want to listen to it, of what happened here. Okay, there was genetic altering, genetic bridges, and genetic manipulations that began with that over black man, African. Okay, well, actually with ape and then African, and then subsequently all of the other culture groups. And if you look at them, people down the line, you can see as to the truth as into what happened here. There is a strong signal, a strong message in what actually happened, and they boast about it in their artworks. There's a paper trail of art and sculptures and everything else. And, you know what I mean? And then there's a lot of artifacts that's being discovered now that's showing you these likenesses of our ancestors from which they were. And I'm telling you that these creatures, which actually calls for those existences, and other creatures that I'm going to show you in a minute, are the ones that are responsible for having such a dramatic change in these so-called deities or gods that they want you to believe to be now. When I'm telling you, people, that these people actually existed. These mythical beings actually existed. They were mutations created by our ancestors. All right, I'm gonna go on. There's a shark, a great white shark. There's a killer whale, and I'm gonna keep right on going. Here's a chimpanzee. He's supposed to be the closest link to that of mankind. Up next, these papers are sticking together here now. Up next, the dog, and I'm talking about the ancestral line of the dog, people, not this specific dog or domestic dog. I'm talking about the ancestral roots of the dog. Okay, of all of these creatures, by the way, people. The sheep. This guy here, you see all through references in the biblical sense, in ancient texts and all of that. The sheep. This is another sheep, but it's actually, I guess thought I was actually pulling out the ram, but the ram as well too. Okay. the hippo, these are all creatures that was genetically bridged over with mankind. The horse, and in some cases created. The pig, the croc, the bird. I have it here as a chicken. The bird. This is the reason why in ancient Maya you see these head dressings, and Indians and all. You see these feathers and all. In some cases in Egypt, the bird bridged over this creature as well too. And in ancient biblical texts, you'll see half bird men and all of that. If you go back in the earlier sense of these paintings, the same exact thing. We were bridged over the bird, in referencing the ancient dinosaur version of the bird. The elephant, the tiger, and I like the tiger because look at the eyes of the tiger. They're a dead ringer for some of the eyes in our human figures here right today. Okay, I mean that was just a few of them. I lost count there. I don't know what I did, about 10 or so animals there, and that's one up there with the sharp one. I think it's about 10 I actually did. I'm not for certain. Let me see. That's one there, up there. One. There's two. There's three. There's four. There's five. There's 6, 7. There's 8. There's 9. And I done mixed them up. There's 10. Oh. I think there's 11, 12. Am I separating these? Oh gosh, I don't lost count here. There might be about maybe 13. All right, I have to go with maybe 13 or 14. Okay. Well, here's my point: how I'm gonna connect all of these creatures together. All right, on how this is genetically possible for these creatures to be genetically combined with that of mankind, or compatible with that of mankind, despite the fact of the different elements that they actually come from nature. The great white shark. You know what the core body temperature of this creature is? Whatever the environment that this creature is in, his core body temperature is compatible with the environment that he is in. So he can raise it or lower it, which makes this creature universal. Theoretically, probably one of the best in the business, in so much as far as that, because his body temperature can be altered to what he wants it to be, depending on his surroundings. Now, I have proof that this creature, there's ancient depictions of this creature on land, on how this creature evolved onto land. I have it in my Grand Canyon discoveries, and there's much more that I'm not going to go into detail now, because this is not what this is about. I've been around and got pictures and everything else, but I have images of how this creature evolved on to land and through the Grand Canyon area actually. The other creature that can do this, and I don't have a picture of here of that, is the reptile and the snakes. The snakes can do this. Adjust their body temperatures. Now, this, I'm going to go into the creatures, all of the creatures that I fingered. Because now that I'm doing this, you can actually go, some of the creatures that I don't have here, or some of the creatures that I missed, or some of them that are overlooked, you can go now and look into your ancient texts, okay, and your ancient accounts of these creatures and other creatures, and just look at their core body temperature, and you will see that their mankind body temperature is, what is it? I think it's like 96.8 or something like that, between 96.8 97, and it'll fluctuate between there. And I think if it stays under 100, you're okay. 102, you're running a fever. You know that, right? Okay. Well, beginning with this shark here, which I'm claiming is an ancestor of mankind's, and continuously being bridged over because this is a never-ending process. Okay, that's number one. And in fact, what's scary about this creature is that I see a televised TV show today where you actually have, I think it's called Sharkmen or somebody going out, and they're actually taking these great whites and lifting them onto like something like a water vader up on the side of the boats. They're taking genetics from this guy. They're going in this clasper and taking sperm out and all of that. I mean, we don't know, and so-called tagging them and supposed to be monitoring them and all of this other crazy, and what is it, Guatemala or Guatemala Bay, whatever the hell they at, these sharks are at, and I mean, are they injecting these sharks with DNA too? I mean, what? I mean, it gets to the point of like, why are you taking DNA from these sharks? And this is what is occurring. You're talking about millions and millions of dollars being spent, and I'm telling you that this creature is our ancestor. So now this show should be looked at and scrutinized. I'm telling you that right now. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm gonna keep going because I would not be saying this if I didn't have the proof behind it. Okay? So this guy here is our ancestor. And the link that I'm having with him and everybody else is that their blood temperature, their core blood temperatures, is compatible with ours. This guy, the bull, the cow, its core blood temperature is between 100 and 101. Killer whales and other whales, I believe the gray whale is around the same. I think the gray whale it has a 90s. No, it has 101 or 107. But whales, core blood temperature, 97.5 to 100.4. This guy, the chimpanzee, is only 2 degrees higher than ours. I'm going to leave him to the side for other discussion. Dog's core temperature, 100 to 102.5. The sheep's core blood temperature, 100.9.109.8. And this is what I was saying, the ram, but it's actually a sheep as well too, with horns. Okay, but same creature, the same temperature, 100.9.109.8 in range. The hippo. The hippo has a normal body core blood temperature of 96 degrees. The horse core body temperature is 98 to 0.101. The pigs, ironically, let me bring that to here, because ironically these guys are the same. 2 degrees above humans, the pigs. I'd be willing to bet that where this guy's heart won't work, that is rejected by the human's body, I bet you that his heart would work with that chimpanzee's. Whoa, 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 whoa. The crocodile, 77 to 95 degrees core blood temperature. Our body, not blood temperature, body temperature. Sorry about that, folks. Body temperature. The chicken, 107. That's kind of high for a bird, too, by the way. Think about that. For that creature to be that small. 101 to 107.5. The elephant. And look how big this creature is, but yet its core body temperature is so low. Even less than humans. Isn't that amazing how that creature can be so big, but its core body temperature is down so low? 91.4 to 93.2. Look at the immensity of that creature. And it has a lower body temperature than that of humans. The body core temp of the tiger is 99.5. It's my position, people. Let me leave these guys up here. That all of these creatures that I am showing you, there is an ancient record that show how these creatures genetically contributed to the genetic alterings of mankind from the original likenesses of this creature and black man. And it was done using just a handful of these creatures that I actually just showed you. And it's my position that it was all possible through the chemistry of just that and the core body temperature. Now think about it for a moment. From a logical and from a scientific standpoint. If we're taking out of our element, well, let's just say us as a whole, us as humans. You're taking from one place to another genetically. Wouldn't it be ideal that the place that you're being taken to has the same exact temperature of that of what you're used to being in genetically? Wouldn't it have a better chance of survival genetically if the core temperatures are the same, or at least close to the same, a few degrees here, there, give or take, higher or lower? How can all of these creatures be referenced in ancient biblical texts and ancient world's ancient history, and all of them be dead on between the 90 mark and the 100 mark in core body temperature? I've been stating for the past 3.5, 4 years that mankind's been genetically altered. There's a record of it. These creatures have contributed to it, and just lo and behold, today, as I'm sitting down doing other things and having other thoughts, my mind clicked and said, look at the body temperatures, the core body temperatures of these creatures. And all of it was a match right down the line. I mean, I got tired of looking. The pictures, I didn't miss. There was not one creature that I did not already have made a reference of in my discoveries that I had missed on. Every one that I went to, it was right down the line. The same body temperature, just a few degrees off here or there, give or take. But I was not surprised, of course. But it makes perfect sense. If you take a microorganism, whether it be in the sense of a germ, a bacteria, a microorganism of sperm or blood, wouldn't it make sense, if you're going to be experimenting with these things, to put them inside of a body that has the same core body temperature? Now, look at all your ancient texts globally. You have half man, half creatures depicted in Egypt glyphs, in Mayan glyphs, in Japan glyphs, in China glyphs, all in ancient religion. It's all these creatures, and I'm telling you that each and every one of these creatures, if you actually check to see if they're what their core body temperature is, it will be in a few degrees of that of mankind, because these are the creatures that alter the genetic state of mankind from their original origins. So what am I talking about? What am I suggesting? I found another picture, and it had a Spanish title heading and all, but it is online, so if the person sees it, they can identify. But I couldn't actually read the Spanish there. But so what are they actually stating? Here's a perfect picture. I couldn't say it better than what they're showing us right here. And I borrowed this off of line as well. This is what they're telling us, people. Let me back this off some. Look at this. Now, we have it all here. Let me back this off some more, because this does run off the page a little. Alright, I'm going to bring this over. And over here, there's a black guy with a matching ape over top of him, then a little ape. And I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring that back up, and I'm going to show you. But over here, what's missing? Oh gosh, I hate all this. This black guy here, along with that monkey right there, is right there in that corner, cut off. And I'll bring it back in a little later on to show you. Okay. Alright, now, let me show you what it's actually telling you. People, well, I know what I'm going to be telling you. I'm suggesting that this is with these images here, is almost dead on, spot on, to pretty much what I'm just trying to say. All of these different likenesses of ape, and all of these different likenesses of mankind that you see there, including the black man that I have cut off and I just showed him to you, you can almost draw a line from the creature that's depicted, to the human figure that's beside it, genetically. Now, keep in mind that this guy here, the chimpanzee, is the one that links us all together. But I'm telling you, at some point or another, when the likeness of this individual was genetically created, the likeness of this individual was genetically created, the likeness of these individuals genetically created, and I did that Chinese person was genetically created, and this black guy, a line can be drawn to a point to where each one of these species of monkeys was a genetic contributing factor at one point or another that subsequently caused for the altered state and likenesses of those individuals. Now, mind you, that is my position, that blackness, well, I don't consider him to be black, just like I don't consider myself to be black. Or Africans, all of Africa's probably been tainted to the point where they're not black now because they done been cut. And meaning genetically altered in such a way that they're not even Africans no more. You know what I mean? This guy here is probably more African than the Africans are now, because they done been over there and got injected in so much as far as those what do you call those groups? The missionary groups and all of that stuff there. And Great Britain done been over there, done genetically altered them, and all of these other people done put a hand into them, and through the slave trade and all of that. They just been, I don't know. They're not thoroughbreds no more. This guy's a thoroughbred. Well, you might want to think he's a thoroughbred. Now, this is what done happened to Africans and to the blacks here in the U.S. like myself. We're not this guy no more. We're cut genetically mutated off. Now, this didn't happen by chance, though. All right, this did not happen by chance, people. There was a procedure that calls for these genetic changes. And I'm telling you, this is the reason why. You see this? This is the reason why today you have such a dramatic change, and not just the ape species, but from black man and white man. It's for the same exact reason. And what's happening in between is you will see the line drawn, or the genetic line drawn, through all of our Asian world, on how we got from black to white. Now, there's other evidence that I have. I have evidence that's unbelievable. This here is just telling you how it's genetically possible, and how I draw the line, not just here, but with the body core temperatures of these creatures that I had just shown you just previously. And I had been suggesting all of these are not just creatures that I went out and randomly found and said, oh, their core body temperatures are the same. Look, everybody. No, I've been stating first that these creatures genetically contributed to the genetic altering of mankind, which created the afterwards likenesses that derived from this beast. On how we got from this beast looking like this and back, because there's more to this creature that I know about, and back to likenesses like this and this, because this is in between. And then our black likeness over here, it shows you how we were genetically altered and genetically bridged. And I'm telling you that not only is there a pattern and a path that can be traced out of Africa, on how it occurred, on how mankind suddenly stopped looking like ape, to that of Egyptians, and that of Chinese, and to that of Japanese, and to that of many other cultures in the Asian world, Indians, all of that there, to the Mayan culture and all of that, and to finally the European, and on the end of the ladder are white counterparts. In other words, people, how from black came white, and everything in between. I'm telling you that creatures like this, I have my lion there too, and creatures like that lion, those lions, tigers, contributed. I even know where humans got their speech from. There's a record of that as well too, and at what point they got their speech. People, I just wanted to share that with you. I'm not going to drag on no more. I'm going to do another video. I started out thinking I was going to do a video on hair loss. I was going back and forth on that with why black women didn't have hair, or well, they have hair but they're losing their hair, and I was going to go into that. And then I was going to say, and then I said, you know what, that sounds too far to the left, and I said maybe I'll just say why everybody is losing their hair, including me, because I have a receding hairline. I'm bald now, and I just shaved my head. I'm not in denial, so I'm not going to wear no Bozo the Clown haircut or nothing. I just have hair on the back of my head, so I shave my head clean every day. Like I shower every morning, I shave my head every morning. So it's like washing my face. But but I just want everybody to know that I'm gonna make a video on that, because I think it's gonna make for a good video, and I'll probably put that on the in the hairstyle and YouTube channel. I might see, and I know there's posts here as well too. But my point is, people, you don't have to wonder no more why you look the way you do. I found the answer. I found the grail to how you came from this creature. Now, by the way, I want to tell you something. Since I got this creature up here, I just almost forgot. Oh, here's the black guy up here too, by the way. And notice how they have these guys, these people, by the likeness of the creature that they look like. Now, that black guy right there looks like the monkey that's actually up over top of him. That's why the site of this actually was a do I have that here? Yeah, let me show you that before I go and talk about this. I'm going to come back to this guy. But look at this here. Look how the likenesses of these monkeys almost coincide with the figures that they're right next to. Look at this. It's almost like if the person that made this collage here felt something or didn't know what to say, or this was just, I don't know what was going on, but this collage is great. It's great. Look how this woman here, here she is here. Look at how she, look. And this monkey, look at the face on this monkey. Is this not scary or not? Is that a human face or what? I'm telling you that not only that I can trace her back to how she became looking the way she did, how he became looking the way he did, how she became looking the way he did, and the black guy over here back to the way from where he used to look like, or where the creature that he was bridged over, how he got to where he was at. Not only can I do all of that, but people, we can do the monkeys the same way. The different species of these apes and monkeys, the same exact way. Now guess what? Now this chimpanzee, they're the closest to us, and as far as body heat and all of that, I mean body temperatures and all of that, and DNA. I think they have us. They match with us 98 point something %. Okay, so this guy here is like dead ringer for us. But look at him. Look at that. But now check this out. I don't know if this is one of these gorillas. I think this is the gorilla that died in the Bronx Zoo or in the New York Zoo. I forgot the name of that guy. That guy there. Forgive me, that guy. Rest in peace, whatever. But anyway, this is the first gorilla that was actually gave birth to 40 years, I guess, ago in the Bronx Zoo. You can Google that. And I thought I'd written the name down, but I didn't. But anyway. Is that the gorilla? I think it is the gorilla. It's the other one, the gorilla. I don't know which one is which, but anyway, check this out. This guy here, I believe, is the. Is that the? No, it's not the. Okay, I believe that's the mountain. The what's called gorilla. This here, I believe, is the mountain gorilla. And guess what his core body temperature is? You're not going to believe it. Big as he is. As apified, if that's a word, apified, as ape-looking as he is, I just created a word, apified, as he is, his core body temperature, I believe it was, you can look up mountain gorilla, is like 67 point something, between 67 point something and in an area of 70, his core body temperature. And there's a reason for that as well, too. Now, if there's such a dramatic change from that guy and the little guy, the little monkey, what did I do with the little monkey? And these chimpanzees, and his temperature, how come his temperature is so high and this guy is so small? And his temperature is just with ours. Then this big guy right here. Now this guy is a mountain gorilla, mind you, and all of that. But shouldn't these guys' temperatures be closer together than when this guy? Why is this guy closer to humans than he is to his own ape species, which is more in likeness and more closer in proximity to the origins from which he evolved? Well, the answer is quite simple. And it's actually quite, it's a logical answer, people. He's been genetically altered and genetically manipulated. He's been bridged over. Just like I have, just like you have, and just like many other creatures in our world have. I believe what scientists need to start doing is that they're looking in humans for genetic patterns and all of this. And I think that they should start looking at some of these creatures that I done named and look at how our genetics is possibly appearing in them. That of choice today, the horses. I would look at the horses, the hippos. What other creatures? I would look at everything, to be totally honest with you. It escapes me right now, but it's just so much that's going on. And these Renaissance artists, they show us from that era to current what was going on. And just like I'm showing you here in these images of what's happening here. But I'm telling you that all of our different likenesses today, and not just in ape species. Look at this guy, y'all. Look at the face on him. Tell me he does not have man's genetics in him. Look at the face on that guy, as in relations to this guy. People, you gotta concur with me, and even with this guy, right here, right there, the chimpanzee. People, you gotta concur with me that that's not natural. Look how these faces of the apes were changing in time. It's just like how it's showing you how the faces evolved from that of black man, or from ape, through to black man, through to Egyptians, and through to the Asian world. It's showing us what the hell happened. And then people, they have in the glyphs the creatures that contributed in Egypt, for example, the Great Giza Pyramid. You have a reptilian woman over top of a lion's body. And I did a video on that, but that's not no great sphinx. I forget what they call that, some things that come out the side. That is the head of a king cobra. Showing you that that's bridged over a reptilian woman. I call it a Nubian woman. And that's what that's all about. Now, for those of you that say, well, Jerome, you're crazy because it's been proven my ass. All through Egypt is nothing but snakes. Snakes people, snake women, snake everything. All through everywhere there's nothing but snakes. The snake goddess, the snake woman, the god of snakes, the snake's this, the snake's that. Medusa. in the Mayan culture, in the in Angkor Wat, the turtles, all of that. These reptiles are every damn where. Listen, these people are worshiping these reptiles more than they are a god. These creatures, even in a biblical sense. You have Christ descending back on earth with bulls at his side, birds, all of this stuff. The message is very clear. Nobody is just listening. You're listening to these people that's in between, third-party people that's brainwashing you when the truth is right there before your eyes. This guy in his original state, I just explained to you how you got from him to what you look like today and what I look like today. I'm telling you through a genetic sequence manipulation process which involved such creatures like this, which gave us our eyes, the hair, in some cases mutations of creatures with horns and everything else, that we were genetically altered. And why did they have to go through so much trouble to do all of this? These birds and these crocodiles, why did they have to go through so much trouble to do this? To genetically alter themselves and genetically alter us to the likenesses that are so today. Why? That answer is quite simple as well, too. I'm going to tell you in 1 second after I get through flipping back through these pages again. Because I want you to see this, because each one of these creatures is your ancestor. The reason why is because the genes of this creature was just that difficult to overcome. And think back on it. Remember them stories back in the day where they say that even then, if a white woman and a black man got together and the baby came out, the baby wouldn't come out white, it would come out black? Because the genes of this creature, the ancient rooted genes, the original genes, were a difficult gene to overcome. And that's why it took through so many civilizations to break down the gene of our original ancestor of the ape. And that's the reason why you have these civilizations spread out across the different nations and continents. That's why you have Egyptians, that's why you have Chinese, that's why you have Japanese, that's why you have Russians, that's why you have, it goes on and on and on. That's why you have Iraqis, that's why you have Afghans. These people were created through the process of breaking down the genes of this creature. And then through a selective process of rebridgings, genetic bridgings altering, subsequently emerged the genetics of our white counterparts. Blonde hair, blue eyes, redheads, green eyes, gray eyes. All from this. And creatures of our world, from both elements, from water and from land. This is far more greater than the Holy Grail. This is far more greater than anything you could possibly ever imagine. I know how this guy was created. I know how his ancestors were created. Well, he actually came from the he was born in New York, and just died recently in New York. But his name, I think, is Patty Cake. Patty Cake, that's his name. Patty Cake there. I'm glad I remember your name, Patty Cake. I was feeling kind of bad. You just recently died. I'm using your image, and I didn't recall your name. Patty Cake is that guy's name. Just died in the I think it's the Bronx Zoo or one of those New York zoos. But anyway, my point is that you have all of these people that pretended the whole time not to know what was going on. I mean, it angers me in a sense that, and I don't get angry, but this angers me because you have all of these people pretending they don't know what's going on when a significant amount of them do know what's going on, and supposed to be well-to-do and intelligent enough to not to, I mean, to pull the blinders over the rest of, over the rest of us. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me. But the reason why you don't know about this is for the obvious reason as well too. You know why? Because it's still going on. Genetic manipulations and alterings are still going on, and this is why this secret will go down. I mean, the only way that this can come out in your time, well, besides me doing it now, is that somebody is going to look at one of my videos and going to say, you know what, this is it, this is the deal breaker, this guy is dead on, I'm going with him, I'm in. Somebody knows somebody, somebody's wife, dear, I had enough. This guy is telling me the truth. I believe this guy. And it's true, because I can feel everything that he's saying. And not just that, I went and looked for myself and seen it. He's actual. And he's telling, no, honey, we can't get involved. We can stand to lose everything. And she's saying, like, you know what, forget that. You know what I mean? I don't care. What do wealth and riches mean when you don't have your damn identity? Or your kids don't have their identity? And then for those of you that are keeping the secret, there are those that you don't know the whole half of the secret. Imagine those that you think that you're in on that know what this is supposed to be all about. They don't know what the hell this is all about. And you're all being guided in the wrong direction. People, through my genuine experience and encounter, I can see this guy for who he truly is. I can see through the eyes of that guy. I can see into the body of that guy. I can see past this guy. I can see out into space. I can see beyond space. I'm telling you right now that through my genuine experience and encounter, I can bring you the truth about who you truly are, where you need to go, and where we're at right now. I can tell you how we got to this point. I can take us back through time from this point backwards to any point in time that where you want to go. And I can show you. Where is this written in ancient texts? Where is this written in ancient books? Where is this written anywhere? But I can show you everywhere that it's encrypted in. Look at my videos. Them little doodlings and stuff that you see me drawing. That's just a half of it. I can see transparent images that are not even there. I can look into space through a telescope and show you clusters of cloud matter that are alive and thriving. Life being created in space. I can point us right there to it. People, this is not no joke. I would not be sitting here telling you this. Again, I'm not the best narrator to bring this to you, but through these videos, sooner or later, hopefully more sooner than later, something's going to give, something's going to break. And I'm going to find myself spiraling in front of a large media. Either that or I'm going to come and get abducted myself, not by nobody from outer space, but the Vatican's going to come here and get my ass and going to come here and suck the genetics out of me, probably. Yeah. I would rather be dead first, because I'd be damned if I want to have one of them homosexuals up on my ass like that, because that's just what's going on. You know what I mean? Well, this is new technology now. They might not try to get it out of me the old-fashioned way like they was doing on. I'm giving up blowjobs and all of that, and through lesbian acts and homosexual acts, they might try to take and get it another way now. They might do it a needle, or just cut my pecker off and take my sperm out my sacs or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? But then again, they might want to keep me around, so they got to keep me alive. So I don't know how they might do it. I don't know what they might do. Yeah. But one thing for sure and two things for certain. That's what's being done. Genetic bridging and genetic cross-referencing. Yeah. And I have the key to it all, people. My name is Jerome Wright. You're watching my Jeronification channel. And stop being afraid. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're feeling my videos, share them. You know what I mean? Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid of something that you were falsely led to believe and understand in the first place. People, I would not be able to do this if everything that I was telling you about what happened to me did not happen. I would not be able to do this. How am I able to do this? I had a great, good drug maybe back in the past. You know what I mean? I'm not on drugs. I've been drug-free now for like about, well, almost 20 years, 25 years. Maybe it still affect me. So, yeah, maybe. If that's the case, then I'm glad that I did do that then, because you know what? Because what I done seen enlightened me, and I have never felt better in my life. I am unafraid of anything. I walk in the dark and I see light. I walk in the light and I see dark. And in between I can see everything. What better gift is there to have than that? You say something that I'm with something. I'm always talking about Jesus and the Vatican and all of that. I'm unafraid of them. So, am I somebody demonic? No. I would snatch the horn off the devil if he appeared. I don't care if he came up through the floor or whatever, or she came up through the floor. Right here while I'm making this video, I snatch the horn off that joker and shove it in their heart and let them bleed out right there while I'm making the video and looking and hope to capture it for you. My name is Jerome Wright. Let me put this up. And I'm going to end that video on that note. I'm going to end the video on that note. And I'm going to get going. I think this is a great video. I think the next video I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about hair loss. Alright? I think this is a great video. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you for joining me once again. I'll try to keep these videos coming as long as I can. But something's got to give here, people. I mean, y'all will send a girl viral that sucks on a bloody tampon, but y'all won't send me viral. And I gave y'all damn near close, going on somewhere near to 200 videos now. Yeah. What I got to do, got to go track that girl down that was sucking on that bloody tampon that went viral and bring her here and have her up in a video. Oh, gosh, this is crazy. Alright, I'm out.